My name is Keyon Dooling. I'm a former MU Tiger and former NBA player. My time in Missouri, I feel like I became a man. I came to college as an 18-year-old child and left, I felt like I was a 20-year-old young man ready to take on the world. So my time at Mizzou was amazing. I think it was very disarming. My teammates disarmed me. I came in to college with a lot of baggage, a lot of anger, a lot of unresolved issues. And, that round basketball just really united our group. The guys kind of took me sledding and disarmed me, broke me down in order to build me up. So my teammates really helped my experience at Mizzou be a very rewarding experience. So getting drafted into the NBA was probably my most vivid basketball moment. I think all my basketball moments led me to that moment. I remember crying tears of joy. I remember not getting invited to the draft, so I always had a chip on my shoulder and kind of always navigated from an underdog perspective. Just to hear my name get called as the 10th pick in the draft, it was something that was life-changing for me and my family. So I played 13 seasons in the NBA for 7 different teams, 10 different coaches, and so there's a lot of turnover in our industry. But I enjoyed every second of it, even the hardships, even the times where where I didn't play much or where I had to go through injuries in my body. It all built character, and it's something that I'm so grateful for, and it still serves me today. Being able to be one of the 5,000 people who played in the great game of the NBA is something that I believe is an accomplishment. Poverty, provides a chip a lot of times, right? Basketball was an avenue for me to, one, get to college, to, get more education. But 2, basketball allowed me to, it was my job. I was able to earn from that skill set. But when you talk about baggage, it's those things that are unresolved that you never really deal with. You just kind of normalize trauma. You kind of normalize, some of the environments that we come from, and you kind of navigate from that place. Back in the 90s, nobody was talking about mental health and mental wellness. And so I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know that I was a candidate and that I was experiencing some traumas that I were carrying with me. But, through that time, through therapy, through prayer, through a lot of great people sharing their stories, I was able to kind of get the courage to share mine. So I didn't find people that were willing to help because I wasn't ready for help. The biggest reason why I talk about my mental wellness is because I don't want people to have to hit rock bottom in order to do their work. I want them to start listening for some of the signals that your body sends you along the way. In my case, it was anxiety. It was something that I grappled with that I didn't understand. I just always felt uneasy, always felt inadequate, and I didn't really know the genesis or the origin of why I felt that way. And it wasn't until I was suffering from full PTSD that I even took time off to do my work. And so I spent some time in a facility. I didn't get my healing there, but I got my epiphany there. And I immediately went to therapy and kind of came up with my wellness routine. And I'm still kind of navigating from that place right now. Well, what I do to try and help others is, one, be vulnerable enough to share my experience. Talk about some of the things that I went through, some of the obstacles that I had to overcome, and some of the tools that I used to be able to navigate and get out of it. Therapy being at the heart of it. Connecting with my faith and my prayer life and my meditation life was a part of it. Having the love and support of your family and your community and the people who you surround yourself was a part of it. And I say a part because I think holistically we need all those pieces in order to make us whole. And so I don't think you can have one without the other. I think you need to holistically heal. That's physically, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. So my book was pretty interesting. There was a disconnect between what I felt in my heart and what I could write on the paper. And so kind of being in this new age of technology, I decided to just speak it into Siri and let Siri just my words just kind of capture through Siri in my notes, and then I corrected my notes. Another thing I did in the process is I went back to the place where I was abused as a child, went back to some of the landmarks of some of my traumas to kind of face them. And that was a really cathartic experience for me as well. Some brought smiles, some brought tears. But all in all, once we got through that process, we had a pretty nice book. So who is Keyon Dooling? I think the thing that makes Keyon Dooling who I am today is my experience, my life experience. I came from very humble beginnings, 2-parent household. I came from a community that was rich in community. It was a village approach. But also I grew up in the 80s, and there was the crack epidemic. There was a lot of violence and traumas that we experienced. And so I think who I am today is the man I always wanted to be. I think I'm a hard worker. I love my family. I love my faith. I love my community. I try and motivate, encourage, inspire others. And yeah, I'm still meeting new pieces of me. I think we're forever evolving as human beings. I believe that like the Compass Health Network, what they could do is like meet people where they are. No matter where you are, what background, what economical tier you come from, we all have issues, right? We all have problems. We all have things that have happened to us. And I believe that the biggest room in this world, the biggest room in our life is the room for improvement. And so I just believe that like with resources like Compass Health and that entire network, we can tap into improving ourselves and getting better, not instantly, but gradually doing the work to become the person that you want to be. You know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. A delay is not a denial. So just because you might not achieve your goals or your dreams instantly doesn't mean that you can't work to gradually become who it is that you can become. And I also think you got to have a vision for where you want to go. I believe if you can close your eyes and visualize it, you can open your eyes and realize it and work towards those goals and those dreams that you may have for yourself.